Monday. It's a Monday when a lot of people are not going to work or are working from home. And if you're one of those people, it's 5 o'clock, so maybe it's the end of your workday. In any case, I hope you are treating yourself well, being gentle with yourself, letting yourself feel whatever the feelings are. And as always, the comments are open to let me know how you're doing, because that's the point of this. I'm Laura Haywood, and this is the Broadway Shutdown Support Group. And today I'm going to be joined by Shoba Narayan. As of a couple of weeks ago, she was playing Nessa Rose in Wicked, and she is on hiatus now, like the rest of Broadway. So we're going to be checking in with Shoba and seeing how she's doing. I want to thank everybody who continues to join me every day, because I'm an introvert, but I like my together time with people, and there's only so much staying home that I want to do, and this makes me feel like I'm getting out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and invite Shoba to join us, and then we're going to talk for a little bit. All right. She just has to click that accept button, and then we should be good. Hi, Shobs.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What a time, huh?
How are you doing? How are you feeling? Where are you?
I'm good. I flew down south to Florida, where I have family, and I'm doing good. I mean, all kind of felt a wide range of emotions in the first couple of days, but now I'm settling in and just kind of taking in this new normal that we have to deal with. So, same as everybody else. How are you doing? It's warm and sunny, which is helping a lot. Like I'm sitting outside right now, and I got to see water and palm trees. It's very nice. So there are worse places to be quarantined. So I'm sorry for everyone who's in New York and stuck in their apartments. And I heard everyone is just, every single time people go out, everyone's like shoulder to shoulder because everyone's trying to get out of their apartments from here. But no, it's good. I'm with family. Everyone is safe and healthy.
Good.
Is it really?
I'm having,
By the way, how's
I'm
my connection?
a major delay right now. I don't know what's causing the delay, but I feel like we're
Okay.
on 10 seconds delay. So if we're not making sense, then
Gotcha.
we're
I'm
not
gonna
making
move in.
sense.
I'm gonna move inside. I can move inside. Why didn't I do that? I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so while we're waiting for Shoba to go inside, let me know how everybody else is doing. I am very much stuck inside today. As you can see, it is pouring rain, but making the best of it.
We're moving on.
Awesome. Thank you for this. I hate
Sorry,
to take
Laura,
you away
this
from
is
the sunshine.
Oh, you're totally fine. You are totally fine. Let's find a spot to make this happen.
Sounds good. I'm so happy that you're with family.
Me too.
I like that we're like going on a little trip with you.
going into the home office. Sorry.
You didn't grow up in Florida, did you?
No, I didn't grow up in Florida. This is actually the house that my husband grew up in.
Oh, nice.
So I'm staying with my in-laws, which is awesome because we have been trying to find a time to visit for the past several months, and this is like coincidentally a long visit, and it's nice. We get to like be together as a family during this time, so it worked out.
The idea of having anybody's parents to like wrap you up in their arms and be like, "Come home, little baby." Like,
well,
as soon as that's how they think of you, but
yeah, it's so funny. I was talking to my mother-in-law the Thursday morning of the Broadway shutdown, and she was saying, "Oh, like if your show closes, you should just come down here." And Broadway doesn't close for anything, and we hadn't gotten any sort of indication that it was happening. Like I think even the day before, we had received an email just kind of saying like, we're gonna keep going as scheduled. and we got it under control. It's going to be fine. And so I told her, I was like, yeah, like, we'll come down if that happens. I really don't think it's going to happen. And then a few hours later, it happened, which was just so insane. And then in less than 24 hours, we were down here. So
It's
I'm
nice
glad
that
we
you were able to get on a plane when you did.
Well, that was the thing. We thought, if we left early on Friday morning, we'd hopefully avoid catching anything from, other people. So I think we made it down here successfully, and I've been in the house the whole time, and we'll go grocery shopping when we need to. But for the most part, I'm here. So, just,
Does it feel like
figure it
you're
out
on
in a new
vacation
schedule.
at all? Are you allowing yourself to just like revel in that Florida sunshine and be like, oh, what a nice unexpected break?
Yes. I mean, there's that, but also I'm careful. I do think that this is a good time for me to press the pause button and relax a little bit, but I also think it's an incredible time as a creative to kind of use this space to create something new and pursue things that I haven't had time for in the past like several months since I joined the show. So I'm kind of trying to balance the two. Also, when the show starts up again, I need to make sure that I'm conditioned enough to do it. So I'm still, working out every day and trying to warm up with one of my voice lessons every day. So I keep this working. But yeah, that's what's been on my mind. How about you? What have you been up to?
I'm just sequestered in my little 500 square foot Manhattan apartment all by my lonesome, but these support groups have really been helping me. Especially I'm noticing some friends jumping in the comments. Michael Park says hello to us. Hi, Michael Park. I'm trying to be creative too. And for me, my art form is like conversation and enthusiasm. And so I can't let my spirits get low, and I can't let my, I can't let my community feel too far away, or else I'll get real, real sad. So,
yeah.
So I'm just, Alexandra Billings is watching.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
Alexandra. I'm such a big fan.
She's the best. She is the best.
Yeah, I have not been able to see either of you in Wicked yet. Alexandra's playing kind of Marvel right now, but
she's incredible, you guys.
I can't wait till this whole thing is behind us. And in addition to seeing all the new stuff, I can go back and see my old favorites starring my friends.
Yeah. This will hopefully blow over in a couple of months, and we'll all be back to normal, and we'll get through this.
Yeah, I keep thinking about how you have gone from one huge blockbuster hit to the next. When was the last time you had a couple of weeks where you weren't on a giant stage or getting married? I know you took some time off for your wedding.
Yeah, well, it was Hamilton and then the wedding, and then I had a little bit of a break, and then I went into Wicked. So I had a break in between. But yeah, my wedding did feel a little bit like for anyone, it feels kind of like a show in itself or a production. So yeah,
Especially
it has been kind of back to back.
Wedding, I think.
Oh yeah. I'm especially feeling for all the to-be brides out there who have had to put their weddings on hold,
Oh my gosh. Speaking of brides, a couple of friends of mine, two women, to double the brides, they had to push their wedding way up. Like they did it 2 days ago instead of in October, because they had to get on one of them had to get on the other's insurance in case one of them got sick. And they're not getting married for the insurance purposes, but with the pandemic, they decided they better do it fast. And they were like next in line at the marriage bureau to get married when they closed the whole thing down. They had all the paperwork and everything. So another friend of ours.
So did they get married or they didn't?
They did, but they didn't do it at the courthouse. It turns out another friend of ours is an ordained, not minister, I don't know, but he's got all the certifications to marry people in the state of New York. So he leaned out his 4th-story window down and yelled the vows down to them, standing in the middle of the street on his block, like up in Harlem. It's been all over the news. Entertainment Weekly picked it up. It's two of the trainers, or a trainer and a former administrator from Mark Fisher Fitness. So they're like, the whole Broadway community loves them and rallies around them. A couple of other friends who lived in the neighborhood drove cars to the block and like stood out the sunroofs to watch them, to witness
Oh
the
my
wedding. And yeah, they just totally made the most of the best. They made the most of a bad situation, and it ended up being this thing that the whole country is celebrating now.
Wow. I mean, you figure out a way to make it work, and they did.
Love prevailed for sure.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Are you in touch with your castmates? Or are you?
Yeah, so I was just about to say the first couple days I was settling here, I was with the family, and on Friday I got a call from Brittany Johnson and Jenny DeNoia, who are the standbys for Alphabet and Glinda, and I didn't realize in that moment how much I missed them because we share a dressing room and like it's like a sorority and we just talk the entire time and we like are so goofy constantly. And like I know all about Jenny's daughter and I know like all about like the classes that Brittany's taking outside of the show. And so you don't realize how involved you get in, people's lives when you're in a show like that. Like, every single day how they're feeling, their energy when they enter the theater, their energy when they leave the theater, everything. So my heart just started racing and I just couldn't stop smiling when I was on like that FaceTime call with them.
I can only imagine. I feel like I know Jenny's daughter, and that's just from like social media and having gone to one of her 54 Below shows where she's like played some videos. So so I can only imagine. It but does become like family when you're in a show. It
does become like family, yeah. So that was really nice. I'm in touch with Riley, who's my Bach. He's a sweetie. I talked to him a couple of times, and I'm like texting back and forth with a few other people, but it's tough. We need to. My husband was just saying, why don't you guys create a? I think is it called House Party, that app?
Oh, I haven't seen that app yet. I've been using Zoom a little bit. Which
I haven't used that yet.
I feel like Zoom is made for business meetings, and House Party, by its name, I'm guessing, is made for
more social,
like socializing. But I did a Zoom call to watch Drag Race with like 10 friends on Friday night.
Nice.
We have a friend who's actually competing this season, so it's very important that we're all like tuned in on Friday nights to watch Jackie Cox, who's another Mark Fisher Fitness friend. When I get excited about a community, I get very excited about it, and that's one of my communities.
Well, I've started watching Love Is Blind. I normally probably when I actually had started, I attempted a couple of weeks ago. I only got 7 minutes in. I just couldn't do it. I wasn't in the mind space to do it, and everyone's watching it right now. All of my friends. I think it's a really good escape from what's going on.
I haven't watched it yet, but it is next on my list.
Yeah. So I started watching. I was like, you know what? I need to be part of the community right now, participate in this. So, and like I made it through the first episode and I actually found it quite entertaining. So that's going to be my thing for the next couple days. I
discovered this morning that somehow, I guess I was living under a rock, but there's an entire season of The Walking Dead that I didn't know about. It's because apparently they switched over. It's not on AMC anymore. You have to have AMC Premium to watch it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my DVR wasn't catching it. But I signed up for a week-long free trial to AMC Premium on the website, and I'm going to be able to binge that entire season in less than a week, and then I'll cancel it before the payment starts charging me, and so that's my show for the moment.
Great, that's perfect.
And then
do you have Apple TV?
I don't have Apple TV. And that's what I've had some very generous, like between my brother, my sister, and my parents, one of us has a subscription to just about everything. And we've been very generous with our passwords with each other.
Yeah.
Which I think is allowed. But Apple TV, I think, requires a device, doesn't it?
Yes and no. I know. So there's the device, and then there's the actual subscription to the service, which I think is how you can get all the shows. I have a really, really old Apple TV, so I'm not sure and I don't even have, I gave it to my brother when I went out on tour, and I haven't gotten it back since. So I don't know if I can get the Apple TV shows through that device. But I know if you have a subscription, you can watch the shows. The reason I was asking was I watched the morning show.
Oh, I actually
recently
watched that with a friend, so I have seen that one.
Yeah.
Back when I was allowed to go over to friends' houses.
Long ago, in a different life.
I wonder.
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
There's this show that I think is called Out on Television, which is a documentary series about LGBTQ representation on screen, on the small screen. And that was next on my Apple TV list. But right now I have to just be okay with Netflix, Hulu,
Amazon.
Oh yeah, I haven't been checking Amazon. Plus I have HBO and Showtime subscriptions through my computer. And now this AMC Prime thing. So
you have options.
I do.
And a bunch of my friends, my friends who are outside of theater have texted me recently saying, did they just release like Kinky Boots and a bunch of other shows onto some service?
Well, Broadway HD has had Kinky Boots for quite a while. They have like 300 different musicals, but I think a lot of people are just discovering Broadway HD because it does require a subscription. And I think especially people who are in New York and go to theater a lot are like, you know, I don't need to go home and then watch a ninth show for the week. Although I probably could. I've had a subscription to Broadway HD since the very beginning.
Oh, wow.
And like I watched the Orlando Bloom, Condola Rashad, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, wow.
And they had a beautiful Nutcracker. It's probably still up there, but I watched it at Christmas. And yeah, Kinky Boots is on there. She Loves Me is... Broadway HD. Do you remember when She Loves Me at Roundabout live streamed a performance?
Yes.
It was like
I didn't get to watch it, but I remember when they live streamed it.
That was Broadway HD was the service that did that, and they still have that too. So I think a lot of people are jumping on the Broadway HD train.
Cool. I wonder if Great Comet's on it because we had our show filmed like with the 360 cameras.
Oh, interesting. I don't think it is. I would have.
I think it's at Lincoln Center.
I would have known that. Yeah, I'm sure it's like for archival purposes. And there's a lot of grassroots petitioning going on to like get the Lincoln Center archives to open up for streaming during this time. Huge. It would be. I mean, I think it's extremely unlikely. That's just my guess because of the agreements that they make with the unions. Because I think that as an actor, if you're filmed for broadcast, you're supposed to be compensated. Whereas if you're filmed for research archives, you maybe don't have to. You know, I don't know that Equity would love it if every Broadway production ever was like suddenly available. But
yeah, that would be an expensive endeavor, to say the least.
Yeah. But who knows? I mean, given the state of the world right now, depending on how things change, I think the whole model of how we get our entertainment is just constantly changing. So who knows?
Right. Have you been in touch with anybody?
Well, I do one of these every day. So Rachel Potter, who's watching right now, came on, and she's sheltered in place with her young son and husband. So they were talking to me about like the whole childcare versus working at home stuff. James Harkness from Ain't Too Proud talked to me about like how he got the news. My friend Eli Zoller came on yesterday or 2 days ago and played guitar, and that was lovely. And Allie Ewald joined me. So
I love Allie.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she was also sitting outside with her ear pods in and like, just like she had her puppy in her lap. And we were talking about how if you can for a second put aside the anxiety that like the world is going crazy, that having a pause on life is really not the worst thing in the world.
It's not. I feel like the universe has just like told all of us to sit our asses down.
Yeah.
And not do anything for a moment.
You know what it reminds me of?
And look inward.
It's that moment when Eliza is telling Alexander to take a break. And he's like, he's like, I have so much on my plate. And she's like, take a break.
Yes, that was definitely, it stuck in my head the morning I took about flight down to Florida. How did you hear the news, by the way?
Oh my gosh, I heard it like on the ground. I was reporting it, like the New York Times was retweeting me because I had tickets to Moulin Rouge on Thursday afternoon. It has a rare Thursday matinee, and that was the first show to get canceled. So I was supposed to have a double header, Moulin Rouge matinee and 6 opening night.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, my sister had flown out from California for it. So we went to brunch, and then we went to pick up our tickets for Moulin Rouge, and instead we're handed a flyer saying that it didn't specifically say it was due to the virus, but it was like the matinee is canceled. So of course I immediately took a photo of the flyer, tweeted it, and was like, you know, this matinee is canceled. I didn't say anything the flyer didn't say. And then I immediately went over to pick up my tickets for 6 opening night, and I was able to, and they were like, we're still on. We're definitely still on. So I like reported that on Twitter. And people,
what time?
This was, well, it was probably around 2:00 because it was right when the Moulin Rouge matinee would have happened. But then people started tweeting me back and saying, have you heard anything about Mean Girls? Do you know if Book of Mormon is happening? What about the Lehman trilogy? And so because I was right there on 47th Street, I just went literally door to door to every box office and reported back on what they were telling people. So I just went to the box office and I was like, are you guys scheduled to go on tonight? And they said, as of now, yes, or they said definitely, or they all were saying yes, until all of a sudden, then people were messaging me like the governor's on TV saying that Broadway is closed. And so I would go into the next box office and say, are you on tonight? And they'd say yes. And I'd say, well, the governor says Broadway is closed. And they said, well, we haven't heard that yet. So I was standing outside of 6 when somebody from company management told the box office. And simultaneously, the box office was hearing opening night is canceled, and these trolleys full of flowers and gifts were being loaded into the stage door. And the actors were showing up for what was, for a lot of them, was going to be their Broadway debut. It was heartbreaking. So I was hearing it literally like as it was happening. It was crazy. Yeah. And then my sister was supposed to stay for another few days, and we just got her on a plane as fast as we could because she's got 2 kids and we just didn't know. I feel like we still don't know.
We don't. I mean, it was supposed to be an April 13th return, but it's looking unlikely now. It was looking like at least 2 months, I think.
It's hard. I mean, so like I'm freelance, and a lot of my work is very piecemeal, but I make like half of my income of the year in the 6 weeks between the Tony nominations and the awards. And
yeah, what's going to happen to the Tonys? Are they going to move it to the fall?
I don't know. I mean, like the Olivier's canceled their entire ceremony. They're still going to give the awards, but they're not going to have like a big night out for it. Right. I did talk to someone who is a voter, and he spoke not with any inside knowledge, but just he was able to sort of make an educated hypothesis. And he said that he expects that there will be a television broadcast because the industry depends on a giant TV commercial for Broadway, and that if the shows don't get the publicity that they count on from the awards, then the whole industry will suffer because of that. But he also said the logistics of trying to get all of the voters in to see all of the shows, like logistically that can't happen before the cutoff date, which is right now officially is April 24th. Right. So he said that
we're not gonna be back by then.
Right. Well, we at least aren't going to be able to have all of the scheduled opening nights by then. Even if I don't want to start any rumors. Like as of now, the official word is still April 12th from what I know. But I also think everybody's like, let's just not even speculate anymore on dates because we don't know. But I also heard that there was a chance that there might be like a combined season. Or that it could be pushed to the fall. I don't know. But I know
think
it's
we
very
just kind of
much
have to
on
wait
my
out.
mind because I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? I don't know that I would have had any
Right.
paying work this week, but I know that I had some coming up that is now definitely not happening. Oh, and you want to know the craziest thing? I
Yeah.
have an outstanding paycheck I'm waiting for. It's not a huge amount, but it's like, I don't know, like a couple $1,000s from last year. And I'm like, okay, amazing. I'm going to like get that. The guy who has to authorize the payment or who I have to do the paperwork with, he's been great about it, but he's stuck on a boat in Argentina, quarantined on this ship.
Oh my God.
Can't get off the ship.
Oh
It
no.
was in the Broadway briefing this morning. Like he
Oh
was
geez.
mentioned by name and I had no idea. I just knew that I was having trouble reaching him. And now I find out like it's the stories that are going to come out of this. But also I really feel like the art that's going to come out of this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm already like we're a week out from the Broadway shutdown, and I already feel like there have been so many cool things that have come out online, like whether it's the Broadway hand wash challenge, whether it's like the spoof on who
I lost you.
that
No, I lost you for a second, but you did have a really cute buffering face.
oh did you see the Defying Gravity spoof?
No.
I'm trying to find it on YouTube. Wicked had posted it on their Insta stories. I don't know where to find it now because I Googled Defying Gravity spoof and I couldn't find it, or coronavirus Defying Gravity spoof, but that was hilarious. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I really think that everyone is going to step it up and start sharing more things and be creative, think
Yeah.
outside the box.
Josh
I've been
Raymond
sharing,
has posted some really funny stuff. He did like
really?
he's doing like one man Broadway show lip syncs. Um,
Oh, really?
and they're very funny. And I'm seeing like tonight, Rachel Potter has a concert and it was supposed to be at the Green Room 42, but instead it's going to be on Facebook Live and she's going
Incredible.
to be playing some songs. Marty Thomas is going to be joining in. They're going to have a virtual tip jar. So hopefully they'll still make some of the money, but everybody can like,
Yeah,
I feel like people are getting creative. And
absolutely.
I think that we never wish for bad things to happen, obviously, but when they do, it's really nice to see the art that comes out of it.
Yeah, and especially from our community, artists are the most resilient.
Mm-hmm.
We deal with crap all the time, and we figure out a way around it.
I also
So
think
there's
so
no
many
doubt in my mind.
people, like, do you know, like Rosie O'Donnell raised $500,000 for the Actors Fund yesterday.
I did not know
her.
that.
She did this YouTube broadcast that was produced by Broadway.com where they had like Patti LuPone and Cynthia Erivo and Ben Platt and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they all joined her through live streams, like not really that different from what we're doing right now, except like, you know, more people and higher audience numbers.
That's incredible.
And I think that maybe I'm biased because of, you know, the where I get my information, but my family in California is hearing all sorts of stories and really turning to the art made by the Broadway community right now. And I just wonder whether the world as a whole or the country as a whole will be like, what would we do without our entertainers, and have a new respect for like arts programs in schools and you know, stuff like that, that where this could, maybe we'll all come back more resilient and stronger and with like a better appreciation for what we have and what we bring. And
I think so for sure. And I think everyone who's quarantined at home is searching for meaning and entertainment and connection. And that's what we give in a theater every night. And if we're able to transfer that over to the internet and share that joy and share that love and share that insight, then I think we're going to be just fine.
yeah. Oh, I just to hear your voice say the words, we're going to be just fine, it makes me believe it.
We are going to be fine. We will get through this. It might take a second.
Mm-hmm.
It might, you know, shift our industry in a way that we don't want it to for a little bit, but I think we will find our way back.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I'm
life,
really
you know.
glad.
Who would have predicted that 2020 would hold this for us?
Oh my
So
gosh.
insane.
Remember in 2016 when we were like, get me out of 2016. Nothing could be worse than this. Now here we are, like, careful
Literal
what you
pandemic.
wish
for. I know. So
you're
wild.
with your husband, right? You're
Yes.
with his, so you still get to have hugs.
I still get to have hugs. His family's so wonderful. His dad is literally a person in the world. Soon as as soon as we told them that, you know, we're flying down because we're in South Florida, and he knows I love coconuts and coconut water. He got all this fresh coconut water for me,
Oh
and
my God.
I'm utterly spoiled. So it's really nice to be with them. And yeah, I mean, Jay and I, we're on different schedules. He's not on Broadway. So, you know, while he's at work, I'm usually at home or prepping auditions or doing readings or whatever. And then by the time he gets back, I'm at the show, and then I end up seeing him like pretty late at night. So it's kind of nice. He's working. He's still working. He's working remote out of the house, and I'm at home too, doing my own thing, and we see each other more during the day, and I'm able to cook meals for him, and it's different. It's nice.
Well, never take those hugs for
you know,
granted, because, man, I am missing missing human touch in a major way.
I know. I can't imagine.
But I get to talk to my
Does
friends
anyone?
this way, which is great.
Yeah, I've been making a list of things I need to do or want to accomplish during the day, and I also have started to write like, who are the people I want to call and check in on, and make sure I do that. And the nice thing is, now when you FaceTime anybody, the likelihood of them being home is very high and being available. So yeah, it's kind of nice in that way.
Well, you can cross me off the list because we've done this.
Yes, we have.
The connection is starting to cut out a little bit, and I know that you mentioned that you've got to go, or you get to go help prepare dinner, and so I don't want to keep you any longer, but I do want to just thank you because I love seeing your face. I'm quickly just going to tell everybody about how we met because I absolutely love that story. I went to Great Comet. Shoba was in the ensemble of Great Comet and also covered Eliza. And I sadly never got
Natasha.
Oh my gosh, duh. Eliza was her.
We're all going loopy.
She played Eliza in Hamilton on tour after Great Comet, but she understudied Natasha. I never got to see you as Natasha, but I did one day get a seat in the upper mezzanine to see Oak as Pierre, and you when you gave an announcement at the beginning of the show was it about turning off cell phones, or was it about was it when you were passing out the dumplings,
the pierogies?
Yeah, those pierogies, yum. And you were like, I know who you are.
Well, yeah, you're so recognizable. I watched all of your AOL Build interviews, which are all amazing. If anyone is bored and is a musical theater nerd, you should go watch these interviews. You knew exactly what to ask. They were incredibly engaging interviews. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to charge my phone and do this interview at the same time. Of course I recognized you.
Those are all archived at laurahaywoodmedia.com. So
they are incredible interviews.
There's like 150 of them there. So yeah, thank you for that. And I'll just never forget, because I'm used to being the fan, and then I suddenly felt like the tables were switched, and suddenly like one of the actors in the show was like my fan, and I just like kind of blew my mind a little bit.
I am your fan. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see you in the audience, and I was actually a little bit nervous to like say something to you, to be completely honest. I was like, okay, is she gonna think I'm weird? Is she ever gonna interview me? Like, I was like, you know what? I have to say something. I know who she is. She's sitting right there. Let me just say hello and say that I appreciate what you do.
Well, it made my day. And I'm still thinking about it years later. So I'm really glad you did.
Yeah. And then the second time we crossed paths was when I was moving out of my apartment.
Yep.
And I was getting rid of, X amount of shoes that I couldn't keep with me on tour.
Because you were going to do Hamilton.
Because I was going to leave. And I had put out on Twitter that I had a pair of Great Comet boots that I wore for like one rehearsal.
I'm going to get them. so we can show them to everyone.
Okay. It's for because they were way too big on me. Oh no, are we losing each other?
Connection. Oh,
Do you see me?
Yeah, I got too far away from my computer, but there
they are. And so I just put out on Twitter, like, hey, I'm a 7.5. Does anyone want these boots? Like, I wore them in the show. They're brand new. They're really great. And you're one of the people, first of all, I got like hundreds of responses, which I was not anticipating at all.
And the fact that you chose me to have them is pretty special.
Of course. I was like, oh my gosh, I like cannot hold my phone up. I was like, well, Laura's really going to appreciate these and what the history is, and, you know, that they were picked out by, you know, our costume designer and everything. So
I love them.
I'm glad.
I've worn them. Like, I wear them to Broadway Con. I wore them on stage at Come From Away when I did a talk back there. I did an interview at AOL Build for the Eliza project, and I wore them
I didn't know that.
Which was like an extra little homage to you.
Aww.
As another Eliza represented. Yes, and I just wear them all the time in my regular life. They're great with like black tights and a cute dress.
They're so cute. They're the best. I'm glad you're wearing them. They look so great on you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go make your dinner for your family, and just don't take it all for granted that you have them with you, because you're very lucky.
No, I'm very fortunate. Hang in there. Everyone at home, everyone in New York City, in your apartment, please hang in there, and we love you, and we'll figure out a way to keep entertaining everybody.
And when you get back,
chaotic time.
When you get back, we're all going to come and see you as Nessa Rose.
Yes, please.
And give love to the whole Wicked family.
We're going to need you.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay.
Bye, Shoba.
Bye.